Researchers use mobile phones and social media to track how one state's policy might impact the citizens of other states and neighboring states and states far away. For instance, if you lift restrictions in Florida, how might that change how people in New York behave? Joining me now to explain what they found is MIT professor Sinan Aral. Mr. Professor, or Professor Aral, I should say. This is really interesting because when I look at the map of the country and I consider how states are coordinating their reopening plans, you have the Northeast coordinating along the Northeast corridor. My guess is that you need to do it with those who directly border you, but this study shows that that's not necessarily the case. Explain it to us.
Yes, this is something that surprised us as well. Obviously, regional coordination is important because of travel, but what our research shows is that it's not just geographically proximate states and counties that influence each other, but also there's influence sometimes at great distance over social technologies where the behaviors of people in one state are influenced by the behaviors of people in other states. And so there's need for a broader set of coordinating activities beyond just regional coordination.
So are you saying that if I follow people who live in Florida, and there's a lot of, I guess, social media following between New York and Floridians, that the way they're behaving in Florida might affect how I behave in New York?
Yes, it's not just about social media connections. Social media is the proxy for social connections in general. People talk on the phone, people talk over, cocktails, Zoom cocktails and meetings with friends and family. And how people are behaving in one region isn't contained to a given region. In fact, what we found, for instance, we did this for every state and we made a coordination map for all 50 states. In Georgia, when Georgia reopened, it was estimated by the University of Maryland that 500,000 people came into Georgia to go to reopen businesses from neighboring states in which the businesses were closed. A 13% increase, about 62,000 new visitors from out of state every day. But when you look at the states that influence Florida the most, the state that influences Florida the most is New York, presumably because there is a lot of conversation happening between New York and Florida that is influencing people's behavior in Florida, as well as some long-distance travel that happens.